Do not be a normal man. Look at yourself, look at your hands, look at your reflection in the mirror. Who are you? Don't give me a superficial answer. Don't tell me your name, your age, or what you do for a living. That means nothing. What I want to know is this: are you an ordinary man or an exceptional man? Are you someone who goes with the flow, who settles for what he's told he should be? Or are you someone who challenges the system, who breaks the rules of mediocrity and forges his own destiny? Most men are normal. They live their lives on autopilot, follow the predictable path, grow up hearing what they're supposed to do. They study something they're not passionate about, find a mediocre job that barely pays the bills, get married, have children, grow old, and one day, when they look back, they realize they never truly lived. Society wants you that way, domesticated, docile, controlled, because a normal man is not a threat. A normal man does not change the world. A normal man does not impose his will on reality. But you were not born to be normal. The illusion of normality, listen carefully, normality is a trap. It's sold to us as the safe option, the right path, the only way to live without problems. But the truth is that being normal is the greatest failure of all. What does it mean to be normal? It means being like everyone else. It means accepting a life without greatness. It means being invisible, irrelevant, forgettable. Normality is the excuse of the mediocre. Society wants you that way because normal men question nothing. They wake up, go to work, come home, watch television, distract themselves with cheap entertainment, and repeat the cycle until one day they die without leaving a mark, without doing anything meaningful, without truly living. You have to wake up, you have to open your eyes and realize that you have a choice. You can follow the path of normal men, or you can create your own path, the path of excellence. If you've made it this far, it means something inside you refuses to be average. Something inside you wants more. Perfect. But wanting is not enough. Everyone wants something better. Everyone wants money, success, respect, power, but almost no one is willing to pay the price. And that's where normal men are separated from legendary men, because greatness has a cost, and it's not a cost you can pay with money. You will pay it with blood, sweat, sacrifice, sleepless nights, and days of relentless work. While others sleep, you will work. While others complain, you will solve problems. While others look for excuses, you will become stronger. It won't be easy. Nothing worthwhile ever is. But every sacrifice, every effort, every moment of pain will take you one step closer to becoming the man you are destined to be. Break expectations. Forget what society expects of you. Other people's expectations are nothing but chains. Don't make too much noise. Don't be too ambitious. Don't try too hard. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Do you know who says that? Failures. Those who have already given up. Those who look at their lives and know they will never achieve anything great. Those who envy you because you still have fire in your eyes, because you're still hungry, because you still believe you can change your destiny. Let them talk. Let them criticize. Let them try to stop you. You keep going, because in the end, when you've conquered your goals, they will be the same ones who come to ask you, how did you do it? Here's the truth no one tells you. Listen carefully. No one is going to give you permission to be great. Don't wait for validation. Don't wait for support. Don't wait for someone to come save you. If you want something, you have to take it. The world is not kind to the weak. The world does not care about your excuses, your problems, or how hard your life has been. The world rewards men who impose their will on reality. So ask yourself, am I imposing my will on life, or am I letting life drag me along? If it's the second, you'd better do something about it. The moment is now. There is no later. There is no perfect tomorrow. If you keep waiting for the ideal moment, you'll wake up one day at 60 wondering what the hell happened to your life. The only way to change your destiny is to act now. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when things get better. Now, start with what you have. Start where you are. But start because time does not wait, and normal men simply fade into oblivion. The final decision. Here we are, at point where you have to choose. Are you going to keep being a normal man trapped in the monotony of a meaningless life? Or are you going to stand up, look the world in the eye, and say, I'm going to take what's mine? No one is going to hand it to you. No one is going to give you permission. No one will believe in you at first. But when you achieve what you set out to do, when you become the man you know you can be, you will be living proof that normality is just an excuse. So tell me, are you going to be just another ordinary man, or are you going to prove that you were born for greatness? Find your purpose and dedicate your life to it. To not be a normal man, you must find your purpose. Listen carefully. Without purpose, you are nothing. You are just another man drifting aimlessly, without direction, without fire, without a clear destiny. And a man without purpose is a man who has given up his power, who has accepted mediocrity without even fighting. You did not come into this world just to breathe, eat, and die without leaving a mark. You did not come to be another cog in the machine, another number in a statistic. If you want to be great, if you want to be different, if you want to avoid the fate of normal men, you need to find your purpose. What makes you feel alive? Think about it. What makes you wake up in the morning hungry to conquer the day? I'm not talking about fleeting pleasures or cheap distractions. I'm talking about that burning feeling in your chest when you do something that truly matters, something that fills you with energy, something that makes every cell in your body wake up. That is the first step to finding your purpose, listening to that inner call that most men ignore. What would you do even if you weren't paid for it? What activity absorbs your mind to the point that you lose track of time? What task makes you feel strong, focused, powerful? The normal man settles for what he's told he should do. The exceptional man discovers his own mission and pursues it relentlessly. Don't let yourself be distracted by the opinions of others. When you find your purpose, the voices will come. They'll tell you you're crazy, that it's too hard, that you should take the safe path. And do you know why they say that? Because they never had the courage to pursue their own purpose. Look around. Most people are trapped in lives they hate, in jobs that slowly destroy them, in relationships that don't fulfill them. And when they see someone with the courage to break those chains, they feel threatened. They wish they had your willpower, but instead of admiring you, they'll try to stop you. Ignore them. Listen carefully. Other people's opinions don't pay your bills. Other people's opinions don't build your future. Other people's opinions have no power over you unless you give it to them. Do not be a normal man. Do not live the life others designed for you. Follow your heart. And if someone tries to pull you away from your mission, look them in the eye and say, watch closely, because you're looking at a man who refuses to be ordinary. Absolute commitment to your mission. Finding your purpose is only the first step. Now comes the hardest part, committing to it 100%. This is where the weak fail. This is where normal men give up, because most people only flirt with the idea of pursuing their purpose. They try a little, and when things get hard, they quit. That is the hallmark of the normal man, lack of commitment. If you want to be different, you must make a pact with yourself, an unbreakable pact. Nothing and no one will take you off your path. If you have to sacrifice sleep, you will. If you have to cut off toxic relationships, you will. If you have to stand against the entire world, you will. Because a man without purpose is a man dead inside. But a man who fights for his mission regardless of obstacles is unstoppable. Choose now. Will you be just another lost man, without direction, without ambition? Or will you be the man who found his purpose and dedicated his entire life to fulfilling it? You decide. Master your skills. The path to excellence. You found your purpose, but that's not enough. The world is full of men with dreams, ideas, and big aspirations, and most of them never achieve anything because they lack something essential, the ability to turn dreams into reality. Listen to me carefully. You cannot afford to be average. If you truly want to fulfill your purpose, you must be the best at what you do. Being good is not enough. Being competent is not enough. You must become a beast. You must reach such a high level of mastery that the world has no choice but to recognize you. Excellence is not a final destination. It is a constant process. You never arrive. You only keep improving. And to achieve it, there are 3 unbreakable pillars you must master. Education. Learn relentlessly. Practice. Repeat until perfection. Experience. Dare to fail and learn along the way. If you master these 3 pillars, you will become a man the world cannot ignore. First pillar, education. Learn relentlessly. If you truly want to be the best at what you do, you must learn more than anyone else. Most men stop learning after school. They think their education ended when they got a diploma. That is the mindset of a normal man. An exceptional man knows that education never ends. From today on, commit to being a lifelong student. Learn in every possible way. Books. Don't just read them, devour them. Mentors. Surround yourself with the best and absorb their knowledge. Courses and seminars. Education doesn't stop when you graduate. Role models. Study the giants in your field and understand what made them exceptional. While others waste time on empty entertainment, you will feed your mind with valuable information. Knowledge is power, but only if you apply it. Learn obsessively and use it to improve every day. Second pillar, practice. Repeat until perfection. This is where most people quit because learning is easy, execution is hard. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. If you don't practice until mastery, you will remain an ordinary man. A doctor who doesn't practice is dangerous. A pilot who doesn't train is an accident waiting to happen. An entrepreneur who doesn't apply what he learns is guaranteed to fail. You must train as if your life depends on it. Practice every day. Not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient, every day. Start with the basics. Master the fundamentals before attempting the advance. Don't look for shortcuts. True mastery only comes through constant repetition. Compete with yourself. Every day, strive to be better than yesterday. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest basketball player because of talent alone. He became the greatest because he trained more than everyone else. While others slept, he shot baskets. While others rested, he refined his game. That is the mindset you must adopt. Mediocre people practice until they get it right. Great ones practice until they can't get it wrong. Third pillar, experience. Dare to fail and learn along the way. This is where true men are defined. You can read every book in the world and practice for years, but nothing replaces real experience. The only way to become a master is to get your hands dirty. The problem is that most men are afraid to fail, afraid to look stupid, afraid of rejection. But tell me, what's worse, trying and failing, or living with the doubt of what you could have achieved if you'd had the courage to act? Listen carefully, you will fail, I guarantee it, and that's okay. Every mistake is a lesson. Every failure is another step toward excellence. The weak give up when they fail. The mediocre make excuses. Exceptional men learn and move forward. If you don't step onto the battlefield, you'll never know what you're capable of. The difference between a normal man and a legendary man. Now you know. The normal man stays in his comfort zone, learns the basics, and settles. The legendary man never stops improving. Every day you either move closer to excellence or sink deeper into mediocrity. There is no middle ground. So decide right now, will you be the guy who settles for good enough, or will you become an absolute master in your field? Exceptional men never stop learning, never stop training, never stop improving. If you truly want to fulfill your purpose, excellence is not optional. Mediocrity is not an option. Greatness is the only path. Which side will you be on? Be a leader. Leave a mark that cannot be erased. The moment of truth has arrived. You've found your purpose. You've developed your skills to excellence. Now comes the final step, the one few dare to take, becoming a leader. Because being a common man is easy. Being a follower is easy. Waiting for someone else to make decisions for you is easy. But exceptional men do not follow the crowd. They create their own path. Being a leader does not mean you must be a CEO or a general on a battlefield. Being a leader means taking absolute control of your life. It means becoming a source of inspiration and strength for those around you. It means leaving a real impact on the world. True greatness is not measured by money, titles, or applause. True greatness is measured by the legacy you leave. And what legacy will you leave? Normal men follow. Exceptional men lead. Look around. How many men do you know who are simply drifting through life without direction, without control? Too many wake up because they have to work, do what they're told, follow rules written by others. They never question, never challenge, never lead. Is that the life you want? If you don't lead your own life, someone else will, and I guarantee it won't be in your best interest. A leader does not wait for orders. A leader does not seek approval. A leader decides, acts, and takes responsibility for his destiny. No matter where you are or what your current situation is, you always have the option to lead. In your home, by taking responsibility and being strong and protective. At work, by standing out through excellence and pushing others to improve. In your community, by inspiring others to be better. The key is simple. Never settle for being a follower when you have the potential to be a leader. 5 principles of a true leader. If you truly want to leave a mark on the world, there are 5 unbreakable principles you must follow. 1. A leader has a clear vision. You cannot lead if you don't know where you're going. Define your vision. What do you want to achieve? How do you want to impact the world? Write it down. Etch it into your mind. Turn it into your life's mission. A man without vision is a ship without a rudder, and a ship without a rudder ends up drifting or crashing. 2. A leader is an example, not a preacher. Words are cheap. Actions are what matter. If you want respect, earn it. If you want others to be disciplined, be the first to show discipline. If you want others to work hard, demonstrate what real effort looks like. Followers listen to what you say. Leaders make others see what you do. 3. A leader takes full responsibility. Ordinary men blame others, the government, the economy, their parents, their bosses, society. Exceptional men, true leaders, never blame anyone. If something goes wrong, it's your responsibility. If you fail, it's your responsibility. If life isn't what you want, it's your responsibility to change it. You are not a victim, you are a leader. 4. A leader makes hard decisions. Life is full of decisions. Some are easy, but the ones that truly matter are hard. A leader is not paralyzed by fear of being wrong. He decides and acts. Sometimes you'll have to cut toxic relationships. Sometimes you'll have to say no to what others accept without question. Sometimes you'll have to take risks while others hide. That's what leaders do. They do what others are afraid to do. 5. A leader leaves a lasting impact. What is your purpose in this world? If all you seek is money, fame, or pleasure, you're on the wrong path. True greatness is not measured by what you have, but by the mark you leave on others. A leader leaves his mark on the lives of those around him. He inspires, teaches, protects, guides. Ask yourself, if you died today, how would people remember you? As someone who simply passed through life without leaving anything behind? Or as someone who changed lives, built something great, and left a legacy that will never be forgotten? That is the difference between a common man and a true leader. Take control. Become the leader the world needs. Being a leader is not a title. It's not a job position. Being a leader is an attitude, a mindset, a daily commitment to greatness. And the world needs more leaders. Too many men have given up their power. Too many have accepted being a shadow of what they could be. Too many have let others dictate their destiny. Don't be one of them. Be a leader in your life. Be a leader in your family. Be a leader in your community. Not because it's easy, not because it's comfortable, but because that is the duty of an exceptional man. You have a choice. Be just another face in the crowd, lost in the masses, or be the man who takes the reins and leaves an indelible mark. Don't be a follower. Don't be a spectator. Be the leader you were destined to be. The world doesn't need more normal men. The world needs more leaders. Will you be one of them? I come to remind you that you can, not because I say so, but because you forgot. And today is the day to return to yourself, to your center, to your fire. Maybe you're going through one of those moments when everything feels heavy, when the road seems uphill, when you doubt yourself and the desire to keep going feels smaller than the weight you carry. I know, I've been there. That's why I'm here. Not to lecture you, not to impose anything, but to whisper a truth the world has tried to silence in you. You can. You still can. You always could. When a child learns to walk, he falls 1,000 times, yet he never doubts that he can do it. He gets up, tries again, stumbles, cries, and tries again because he doesn't yet know the concept of failure. He hasn't learned to be afraid of himself, but you have. You were taught that making mistakes meant losing, that failing meant being a failure, that showing weakness meant being weak. And so with every blow from life, you built walls around your faith. You stopped believing in yourself. You replaced your fire with doubt, your passion with resignation. But listen to this, your essence didn't break, it was only covered, and it's waiting for you to return to it. No matter how far you've fallen, sometimes we believe that because we've fallen so low, we no longer deserve to get back up. We think it's too late, that we wasted our chances, that others have something we don't. That's a lie. Do you know what you have? Experience, scars, battles won in silence. You have the gaze of someone who has touched bottom, and for that very reason can learn to fly. There is no force more powerful than someone who has been on the ground and still chooses to look at the sky. You can because you've already done it. You survived days you thought you wouldn't endure. You endured pain you didn't think you could bear. And after all that, you doubt yourself? The world won't remind you of this. You must do it yourself. We live surrounded by voices that push us to doubt. Social media full of fake success. Family members who don't understand your path. Friends who want to see you well but not better than them. A society that celebrates the superficial and mocks the profound. That's why I'm here to tell you clearly, without filters, without decoration. You can, and you don't have to look like anyone else to make it. Your path is unique. Your pace is perfect. Your moment is now. Because if you wait for the world to remind you, you'll wait your whole life. There are things only you can say to yourself, and this is one of them. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to wake you up. Motivation is fleeting. A video, a phrase, applause, and it fades. This is not motivation. This is awakening. Awakening to your truth, your courage, your dormant capacity. You are not weak. You are tired. You are not mediocre. You are confused. You are not lost. You have disconnected from your inner power. And that's why I'm speaking to you, to reconnect you, to remind you that the fire didn't die. It just went out for a while, but it's still there, waiting for you to breathe on it. You can, even if no one believes it. Your environment may not believe in you. You may have been underestimated, judged for your past, mocked for your dreams, but that doesn't define you. What others don't see in you is not your limit, it's their limited vision. You can, even if no one says it. You can, even without support. You can, even if you doubt yourself. Because believing doesn't mean feeling it all the time. Believing is acting despite not feeling it. And if you're here reading this, it's because there's still a spark inside you, a small flame, almost imperceptible, but alive. And that's all you need, one spark to ignite the fire of your transformation. You're not broken. You're under construction. You're not lost. You're returning to yourself. And if there's one thing you must engrave in your mind, your soul, your heart today, it's this. I'm here to remind you that you can. You can start again. You can rise. You can shine. You can change your life because the power is not out there. It's within you and it always has been. You just needed a voice to remind you, a word to light your fire, a call to bring you back. Here I am, here you are, and from today on, you won't forget it again. I'm here to remind you that you can, because every decision you make is an opportunity to prove to yourself what you're made of. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about choosing yourself even when there's fog. Life has no guaranteed paths, no absolute certainties, no perfect moments. What it does have is decision. That small spark that starts an avalanche, that intimate, silent moment when you choose. Not what's easiest, not what's most comfortable, but what brings you closer to your best version. That's what I'm here to tell you today. You can choose. You can return to yourself. You can begin now, even with fear present. The decision that changes your story. Many wait to feel motivated to act. Others wait for fear to disappear. But those who truly change their lives decide first. They feel later. Decision is the beginning of everything. Decision is more powerful than talent, more powerful than luck, more powerful than any circumstance. Choosing yourself is telling the world, I'm ready to live with intention. It's looking at your wounds and moving forward anyway. It's understanding that if you don't fight for yourself, no one will. Yes, it's hard because it means stopping blaming the past, stopping waiting for the outside to save you, taking responsibility for your life with all its consequences. But it also means freedom, strength, dignity, personal power. Difficulty does not cancel your capacity. Something being hard doesn't mean it's impossible. It means it will demand a more committed version of you, a version you don't yet know, but that is there, waiting to be activated. When you decide to move forward, even if your legs shake, even if anxiety chokes you, even if everything inside you screams, stay, you are rewriting your story, not from ego, but from self-love. Choosing yourself is not arrogance, it is respect, dignity, recognition. You matter, and that's why you choose to fight. Every small choice counts. Never underestimate the power of daily decisions. Your life doesn't transform overnight. It's built day by day, decision by decision, step by step. You choose to train even when you're tired. You choose to read instead of complain. You choose gratitude instead of poisoning yourself with resentment. You choose to say no to what hurts you, even when it hurts. That accumulation of choices defines you, strengthens you, shapes you, and every time you choose what's right over what's easy, your soul grows, your character is forged, your life gains dignity. Don't choose from fear, choose from vision. Fear will always be there. It's part of the path. You can't eliminate it, but you can learn not to obey it. You're not here to live reacting to what you fear. You're here to create a life that inspires you, elevates you, and has meaning for you. That life isn't built from comfort. It's built from awareness, from that vision you have of yourself, even if others can't see it yet. When you choose from vision instead of fear, you're telling yourself, I believe I'm capable of more, and I'm going to prove it. Stop waiting for permission. No one is going to give you permission to shine, to grow, to heal, to surpass yourself. Stop waiting for validation. Stop asking for authorization to be you. Stop trying to please everyone. This is your life, and you are the one who must write it. Take the pen, take responsibility. Decide to leave behind the version of you that settles and embrace the version that dares, even without all the answers. When you choose yourself, everything changes. The decision doesn't immediately change the external world, but it changes your posture, your energy, your vibration, and little by little, that changes your life. Because when you choose yourself, the universe responds, opportunities appear, the right people show up, the inner forces you thought were lost return. It's not magic, it's coherence, it's consequence, it's life responding to your choice. Today I'm here to remind you that you can not just dream, but decide. Not just imagine, but choose. Not just wish, but transform. I'm not telling you it will be easy. I'm telling you it's your right and your responsibility. Because if you don't choose yourself, who will? And if not today, when? Today is the day. Now is the moment. Don't wait for more clarity. Don't wait for more security. Take the step from doubt if you have to, but with the certainty that you can, because you can. You always could. You just needed to decide. I'm here to remind you that you can, not because one day you'll achieve everything, but because every day you have the opportunity to get closer, and it's in consistency that your real power is born. Many people think success is a sudden explosion, a magical moment, a big opportunity, a streak of luck. That's the superficial version. The truth is different. Real success is boring, it's repetitive, it's invisible, and above all, it's daily. Transformation makes no noise. We've been sold the idea that change is an event, a powerful talk, a sudden epiphany, a special date. But true transformation is silent. It has no applause, no spectators, no fireworks. It happens when you choose to wake up early when no one is watching, when you train even though your body is exhausted, when you study even when you don't feel like it, when you say no to what distracts you and yes to what elevates you. It happens when no one congratulates you, when no one notices, when everything inside you begs you to quit and you choose to continue. Consistency is not doing a lot. It's not stopping. People think great achievements require great effort, and in part that's true. But more important than intensity is persistence. You can go all out for a week and quit, or you can move forward with small steps and never stop. Consistency is the most underrated force of success, and also the most powerful. It's not sexy, it doesn't sell, it doesn't get likes, but it transforms you. You don't need motivation, you need commitment. You don't need to feel motivated every day. You don't need to feel like it. Desire is irrelevant. Those who depend on motivation quit when it fades. Those who have commitment keep going, even exhausted, confused, wounded. Commitment is true self-love. It's acting even when it hurts. It's continuing when no one is watching. It's not betraying yourself even if the whole world does. You have that inside you, maybe buried, maybe asleep, but it's there, and it can wake up. Don't underestimate repetition. Results don't come because you do it right once. They come because you do it right again and again and again, because you become the person who does what's right without negotiating with excuses. You're not repeating for nothing. You're planting, you're training your character, you're building yourself. Life doesn't reward those who start, it rewards those who continue. Everyone starts excited. Few continue when the emotion fades, when progress is slow, when effort is invisible. That's where most quit, and that's where you must differentiate yourself. Not because you're better, but because you decided not to stop, because you understood that results take time, but they come to those who don't give up. That's what I want to remind you today. You can not only start, but sustain. Not only begin, but persist. Not only try, but continue, even when everything inside you screams, enough. The day you want to quit is the day that counts most. Remember that. The hardest day is the day that builds you the most. Because when you do what you must do, precisely when you least want to, you become indestructible. A person guided by vision, not impulse. A person who doesn't quit over passing emotions, but lives by conscious decisions. Every one of those hard days adds up. They matter. They pay off. They are never wasted. Today, I'm here to remind you that you can, not because it's easy, not because you're motivated, but because you have within you the capacity to continue, to repeat, to insist, even without strength. You can be consistent. You can build habits that elevate you. You can be the person who holds on when others quit. You're not here to shine for one day. You're here to keep your fire alive through the storm. And that doesn't come from motivation. It comes from daily decision, deep commitment, real love for your future. So don't stop. Not today, not now. Every step you take is bringing you closer to the life you deserve. I'm here to remind you that you can, not because the results are already here, but because you have the soul to build them, even if the world can't see it yet. There is a stage on the path of growth that very few understand, a silent, lonely, invisible stage where there is no applause, no obvious progress, and every step feels like a battle against yourself. That's where many quit, not because they lack talent or potential, but because they lack the most important thing, the ability to believe without evidence, to believe when results don't come. You will give everything for weeks, months, even years, and feel like you're not moving forward. Your effort will feel invisible. Your mind will scream, "What are you doing? What if this doesn't work? What if you're not enough?" And that is the exact moment your future is decided. Not on good days, not in visible victories, but in those dark moments when all you have left is faith. Faith is a decision, not an emotion. Understand this. Faith is not a fleeting spark or high emotion. Faith is a choice, a stance, an inner firmness. It's waking up every day looking at your empty hands and still going to work as if success were already in them. It's training when you see no improvement, studying when you don't yet understand, investing in yourself when others call you crazy, standing firm when nothing around you supports you. The world will not believe in you until you believe in yourself first. If you wait for support, permission, or external validation, you're already lost. The world doesn't follow those who doubt. It follows those so convinced that criticism, mistakes, and rejection cannot stop them. You must be the first to bet on yourself, the first to say, "This is who I am, this is what I will do, and I will not stop until I achieve it." Even if no one understands, even if they laugh, even if you doubt inside, reality takes time, but your mind can get ahead of it. Great changes don't appear first in the mirror, your bank account, or your followers. They appear first in your mindset, in how you speak to yourself, how you get up after each fall, how you respond when everything goes wrong. Life doesn't change when it gets easier. Life changes when you get stronger. And that strength is forged in the dark, when there are no lights, no cameras, no applause, when it's just you and your faith. Act as if you've already arrived. Want to be successful? Then think, walk, speak, and act like someone who already is. Not out of arrogance, but because you must align your present with your vision. Every time you doubt, ask yourself, what would the version of me who has already achieved everything do? Then do exactly that. That is the most powerful strategy. Becoming today who you want to be tomorrow. And if you do it every day, your environment will have no choice but to catch up. Beware of doubt that whispers sweetly. Doubt doesn't always shout. Sometimes it disguises itself as logic, prudence, caution. It says things like, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you should wait a little longer. Don't risk so much. It sounds smart, but it's cowardice in a suit. And if you let it, it will take the wheel of your life. You're not here to doubt yourself. You're here to challenge yourself, to rise, to trust your capacity, even with empty hands. The greatest achievements are born in silence. Do you know what all great success stories have in common? They began quietly, without recognition, without proof. Just one person walking with faith, one person who didn't negotiate with doubt, one person who didn't wait for guarantees to begin. You can be that person today. Faith is the most forgotten muscle and the most powerful. Everyone talks about hard work and habits, but few talk about faith, the silent force that sustains everything else. Faith is the engine behind effort. It keeps the flame alive when the wind is strongest, and like any muscle, it is trained. You train it every time you continue without seeing, every time you act without desire, every time you believe, even when everything inside you screams that you can't go on. Today, I'm here to remind you that you can believe in yourself without evidence, build without guarantees, act without permission, and persist without immediate results. You don't need clarity to move forward. You don't need everything ready to begin. You don't need the world to understand you to continue. You only need one thing: real faith in yourself. Faith that doesn't doubt, faith that doesn't quit, faith that decides to move forward even when the path is dark. You didn't come here to live a small life. You came to leave a mark, and that begins when you decide not to turn back. Even if you see nothing, move forward, believe, continue, insist, because if you don't quit, you will go further than you can imagine today.